Oh, hey guys.
You're 20 minutes late. And what are we doing here?
You said you wanted to talk about zoos.
No, I said we need to talk about SOOs and how to evaluate their responses.
Oh.
All right, well, I think we can work with this. Come on.
Yeah, I'm in line right now. I'm waiting. Yep, elephants are my favorite.
How do you know they're your favorite?
What do you mean, how do I know they're my favorite?
Well, why just elephants? Have you looked at the other animals? Where's your market research?
Market what? Why would I need market research?
You need to read My First FAR.
What are you doing here?
I actually love the bar. Can I join?
Sure, let's go sit over there.
Okay.
Everybody's been asking about the best way to evaluate a statement of objectives, or a SOO. But actually, you're not evaluating a SOO, you're evaluating the offer's response to the SOO, which is a performance work statement, or PWS.
Okay, but why not just use a statement of work?
For now, let's operate with the understanding that SOOs are considered the best practice for soliciting products like AI and other technologies when we may not know what the best solution is.
Where'd you...
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Look, Will, there are a ton of ways to evaluate a PWS. Let's just start with something lots of folks forget.
That Han shot first.
No, that the evaluation starts long before you sit down to perform the actual evaluation. To get the outcome you want, you need to put the work in up front.
Right. Well, if you're going to evaluate the PWS, your SOO has to have a clear sense of the problem, objectives, and operating constraints. See FAR 37.602 for more information on what should be covered in the SOO.
Yep, so if we were, say, issuing a SOO to identify the best animal, we would set up the solicitation for success by leveraging a few market research techniques to better understand the kind of solutions available.
For example, there are all kinds of animals, but here in our marketplace, the zoo, there are also reptiles and bugs. Do those options meet our need to find the best animal? Well, let's define our operating environment. What are the qualities that best describe your favorite kinds of animals?
All right, I really don't like small animals, so nothing smaller than 100 pounds. But I also don't like animals that could kill me. Also, spiders, snakes, no. And that's about it.
Great, so you've defined a few boundaries, which are called operating constraints. This is similar to including a cloud environment and security considerations in your SOO. You want to make sure you're only evaluating those solutions that can operate in your space and help vendors make go, no-go decisions that ultimately make your life easier. But keep in mind, if you restrict it too much, you might lose out on a solution, or in our case, an animal we hadn't even thought about.
Yeah, look, it's twofold. You want to give parameters without being too restrictive. This can have a huge impact on what you get, and your solution pool will contract and expand accordingly, but your operating environment is a critical decision.
Okay, but what if I don't even know this much?
Then, during our market research, leveraging techniques like reverse industry days that give your vendors chances to engage in one-on-ones with your team and speak to other buyers of services similar to yours.
All right, so let's actually try a version of that here at the zoo. Let's go see all the exhibits, maybe read a little bit about the animals on the zoo website, talk to some of the zookeepers who are similar to industry experts, and see what we can learn about our options.
So based on your initial walkabout and your operating constraints, we identified the following animals as your potential favorites.
I still don't know which one I like best.
No problem. We haven't even gotten to our solicitation yet.
I thought we were talking about how to evaluate a PWS.
You can't evaluate a PWS well if you haven't leveraged effective market research, acquisition strategy, and evaluation methodologies for getting you to your desired end state.
Correct. So what tends to help us cut through the fat and identify the folks who can do or have the tech that can do the work? One of the techniques that's proven time and time again to be effective for me and my colleagues is some sort of affordability statement. Many folks may refer to it as a budget, but this is simply a paragraph detailing what you can spend on this solution.
Oh yeah, I've heard that before. Some people think that means vendors are gonna come out on top of the budget, but that doesn't always happen. Also, great, at least they aren't over budget.
And by the way, if you use it in the market research phase to test out some of your assumptions, like scope and team size through something like a draft solicitation, you can save yourself heartache during eval and negotiations.
So that's one option. Another is setting up an advisory down select as part of the eval. Now listen closely, do not ask for too much during the first phase of that down select. The first phase needs to be light. So you shouldn't be thinking about having vendors do a special demo or writing a full-on technical. But you should include the most critical criteria that you consider essential to delivering successful contract performance. Some people recommend using a go, no-go criteria that the agency may have. Some folks will use corporate experience. If you're developing a website, you can request links to examples of past work, things like this.
So how does that help in evaluating a PWS?
The point of the down select is to help your eval team focus on only those folks who have the best chance of delivering a strong solution and keep offers from over-investing in their proposal efforts.
That makes sense.
But remember, there can be time for a demonstration. But side note, I hate that phrase. I don't care to see demonstrations of products by engineers who aren't working for me. I want to see and test the potential team with a technical challenge once I'm down to the best few. And that few number will be different for everyone and every team. But here are a few notes to keep in mind. One, I don't want to evaluate a bunch of folks in this technical challenge. I want only the best 3, 4. Second, doing a straight paper-based evaluation for technology is usually not a good idea. You'll never get a true sense of how the offerer actually works with your team and if they have the chops they claim to have in their technical response.
So what happens now?
Now we evaluate.
That's right. So let's walk through how we set ourselves up for success.
Before setting up our SOO, we did some market research by meeting each animal and speaking with industry experts or zookeepers at the zoo.
We then took that info and created a solicitation for the best animal by identifying our operating constraints, affordability statement, and market research.
We included a down select to winnow down the possible options to only those that could best meet our needs, and off-screen, we leveraged a technical challenge as part of phase 2 to get a better sense of the competitor's actual ability instead of just trying to evaluate a paper response. In this case, you actually played with 3 animals.
Yeah. Who would have thought a koala was so dangerous?
Right. Well, based on all that work, the winner is a platypus.
I was surprised. I mean, I really didn't think an animal under 100 pounds would have been the answer. Plus, a platypus is like a combo of different animals.
That can happen, Will. You need to leave yourself enough room to find the best solution without over-restricting. You never know what kinds of solutions may present themselves.